With the U.S. and NATO allies sharing its commitment and support for Ukraine, many are wondering what this means in terms of our country's involvement, especially with our troops. Rhode Island State Senator Jack Reed speaking to the media this morning about what's next. ABC 6 News reporter Olivia DeRocha joins us live in the studio with more on that. Olivia?
Well, Tiffany, the biggest takeaway right now is that while the United States and our allies will continue to support the Ukrainian government, as of now, our troops will not be going to the ground in Ukraine to fight.
As the world watches Russia's invasion of Ukraine unfold, many Americans wondering what's next, living in a country that plays a major role in this conflict. On Thursday, Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed reiterating U.S. and NATO forces will not be sent to the ground in Ukraine, but the support will continue in other ways.
Our units in Poland are beginning to help refugees coming across the border, and there are many tasks, both military defensive tasks in NATO countries, as well as these humanitarian issues that'll crop up.
So, as of now, U.S. officials saying the only actions taking place will be continued financial support to Ukraine's government, more troops in neighboring countries, and amped up sanctions against Russia. When asked about Ukraine being up against a force much bigger than themselves, Reed quick to reinforce what he believes Ukraine is capable of.
It's their country, they know the terrain. They've also, for the last several years, their military has been thinking very hard about what we do, how we do it, understanding this potential, the will of the people, and they seem to be, I read reports of lining up at recruiting stations this morning. So that's a signal and a sign, I think, that they're not going to let the Russians just roll over them.
And another question, could we see Ukrainian refugees come to the United States or even here in Rhode Island? Short answer right now, Dorcas International says maybe. The organization says we just have to wait and see how the situation pans out. But if we did, it would be a very different resettlement process than we saw when Afghan refugees came to the United States. Live in the newsroom, Olivia DeRocha, ABC 6 News.